Welcome back, desperate lovers, to another episode of the Desperate for Love podcast. I'm your host, Sophia, and thank you so much for being here. Let me ask you this. Who would you be without the internet? I want you to close your eyes and take yourself back in time to the moment when you lived life without the internet, where you are living life present, grounded. What moment comes to mind? What do you see? Now, I'd like you to look deeper into yourself in that moment of time, inside that memory. Who is that bright soul? Who were they? What feelings were they experiencing? What were they looking forward to? What were you known as? What were your unique characteristics? Imagine growing up from that moment on without the internet. Who do you think that bright, curious soul will become when they turn 28, 29, 30? Who are they? Who would you be? Who would you become? Very interesting question, isn't it? I never thought about that. Social media has a dangerous trap. People who are super active on social media often report the pressure of having to perform their life instead of living it. Being active on social media requires so much background work that sometimes you're not even living. Sometimes your entire life is based on take a picture of me, snap, resnap, I don't like this photo. I don't like how I look here. I need to capture my breakfast. I need to capture my coffee. I need to capture my outfit. I need to capture this. I need to capture that. That constant pressure to show up, to be your best, to look the best on social media has muted people from their own authentic lives and present moments and put them in a zone of autopilot where all they're focusing on is the picture on their screen. I was once friends with someone who was super huge in social media. It was as though she would disconnect from our conversation to be like, take a picture of me, take a picture of me. Oh, take a picture of me like this, take a picture of me like that. And we would literally have hundreds of photos on her camera roll, photos of her, take, retake. I don't like this, I don't like that. Is that really life that we're living? Is that a life worth living? Access into other people's lives, what they do when they wake up, what they do when they're brushing their teeth, how they're eating breakfast, what pajamas they're sleeping in. Everything down to their underwear, we know about people. When we see people capture moments that make us feel a certain way, we begin to romanticize somebody else's life, someone else's lifestyle, someone else's values. But ask yourself this: would you still like that thing, that lifestyle, that item, that car, that handbag if nobody saw it? Would you give your last money for a handbag if nobody will ever see that handbag? A topic that I'm the most passionate about: injections. I remember I used to be friends with this girl. We were like 22. She was getting injections into her jaw. She already had a very prominent jaw. She was gorgeous. She was thin, she was fit. Girl was getting injections, Botox injections, into her jaw to make her jaw more snatched at 20 years old, 22 years old, however old we were. That's not normal. When we were kids, we used to see one hot mom, 1 in 100. Okay. There would always be that 1 in 100 implants, lips done, blonde hair. Now, with social media, it became everybody's goal. Everybody's getting their lips done. Everybody's getting cheek filler. Everybody's getting chin filler. Everybody's getting Botox. People are getting nose injections. Yes, injections have been around for a while, but we don't know how it's going to later impact our face. We don't know how it's going to settle under our skin. Where did this all come from? It all came from social media. You saw a girl fully snatched, high cheeks, big lips, perfectly done makeup, and also photoshopped on top of it all. And then you look at yourself in the mirror. Mind you, you're a normal human, but normal humans don't really trend on Instagram. And you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, what is wrong with me? I need to get injections immediately. Would you still get injections if nobody would ever see you except for your immediate circle? Ask yourself that. And what's interesting is that now, 2026, we see a lot of women dissolving their filler, dissolving their lips. And guess what? Oh my God, guess what? Those lips look horrendous. They look worse than they did before. It's so bad. What are we doing here? And can we also mention the category of girls who unfortunately have been botched by injections, who have asymmetry on their faces, asymmetrical lips, fluffy lips that are non aesthetic, non natural? What are we doing here? And I genuinely believe that people who are becoming themselves are actually not themselves. They're only becoming what they saw on social media. There is a huge addiction to being perceived. People want to appear like something. People want to be seen as something, as someone. And that addiction leads to internal emptiness. When you're chasing other people's opinion, when you're chasing what other people think about you, when you're chasing men, when you're chasing recognition for your looks, it means you have nothing to offer intrinsically. It means you as a person are insecure. That is why you need validation. That is why you're always seeking externally, because within you don't feel enough. This is just my personal opinion, guys. By the way, don't take this too hard. This is meant for entertainment purposes, so don't come for me. Let me ask you another question. Do you know what you enjoy? What do you like? I often meet people who literally do not know what they like. I've done so many self development workshops, exercises that asked, who do you want to become? What identity do you want to become? Tap into your future best self, your best version. Who is that person? What does she or he like? And in my case, I was like, I don't know what I like. I don't know who that person is. I have no idea what I like. I think I like this, but then I do that thing and it doesn't feel super fulfilling. So what's going on? What am I missing here? You know, I've talked in one of my previous episodes about how I romanticize life on social media. I romanticize when people go out and go to dinners and meet up with their friends and go to events. But then an event comes and I don't want to go. I'm dreading it. I have anxiety. I have nothing to wear. I'm frustrated. I don't want to go anywhere. It's like, do I really like going out to dinners? Do I really like getting dressed up and leaving the house? Like, is that my thing? Or am I just drawn to it because the social media feed is filled with pictures of girls at dinners dressed up, having fun, looking all giggly, bubbly, etc.? Is that really me? I have to ask myself that. There is a concept where people just cannot sit with themselves and their own thoughts. I know many people who have told me, I can't fall asleep without a TV. I have to be listening to something at all times. Can you cook dinner in silence? Can you eat a meal in silence? Can you go to sleep the way people used to go to sleep, where you lay down, first you pretend to sleep with your eyes closed, and then you fall asleep? Can you read a book without something playing in the background? Can you go for a walk without listening to music or listening to something in your ears or being on your phone? Can you sit still in a waiting room before an appointment without sitting on your phone? Majority of us cannot be unplugged for even a moment. I feel like people bring their phones into their showers. They're always listening to something. They're always watching something while they're eating, while they're driving. We always have noise surrounding us. Many people openly say they cannot sit with themselves, alone with their thoughts. I cannot be left alone with my thoughts. I have too much anxiety. My mind is racing. I'm freaking out. I need to be distracted. I need to distract myself. And can we just take a step back and acknowledge that that is not normal? Let's think back to the days without the internet. Take yourself back into that memory that you thought about at the beginning of this episode. Do you recall a moment when you could not sit still and did not know what to do with yourself? I can close my eyes and tune into moments of my life as a child living without internet, being aware of my body, of myself in a particular moment of time. Now, because of how plugged in we are into social media and disconnected we are from our life, something really scary is happening. What's happening is that we are unaware of our present surroundings, which means our memory doesn't register those moments. At the same time, in social media, we watch so much content, so much fast, rapid changing content that we don't remember what we were watching in that moment either. And as a result, what do you have? What do you have? What happens when you cannot recall yourself in a present moment on a particular day, and you also cannot remember what you were watching in that moment on that particular day? Isn't that scary? It's like we didn't exist. Because it would be one thing if you actually were like, oh, yeah, I remember that day. I remember what I was wearing. I remember my day at work that day. I remember coming home, eating dinner, laying down. I remember the weather that day. I remember what show I was watching, what episode it was. I remember who I was with. My parents came over, my friends came over. Nobody will tell you that they remember something along those lines. Isn't that scary? Isn't that scary that we have hours of our lives spent plugged into a phone, but at the same time, we have no recollection of what we watched on that phone. So it's like, where was our soul? Where were we? And that moment is lost and that moment is gone. That is scary. That is concerning. I spoke about comparison quite a little bit already, and I do want to add more because there's always more to add. Comparison disconnects you from yourself. When you are looking at someone else and comparing yourself to them, you are most often thinking somebody else has it better. You're most often thinking that grass is greener on the other side. And then you automatically become disconnected from who you're meant to become. You're automatically discarding all that you are, all that you're meant to be, your uniqueness, your authenticity, and you are trading yourself. You are betraying yourself, dismissing yourself, and you're saying, you're invalid, you're irrelevant, you're rock bottom, you suck. This is desirable. This is what I want. I want like this. I want to feel this. And when you spend 8 hours of screen time on your phone and you're watching 600 different people living their lives, mind you, social media is also so particular. Like you might be watching 600 people, but the lifestyle is the same. Nice clothes, well dressed, makeup done, Photoshop, living life, out, traveling, this, that, the other. It's like, you're like, yeah, that's what I want. That picture gets reinforced. You're like, that's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. Then you come to your senses and return to your present life. And you're like, I hate my life. I have to go to work. I hate going to work. I hate my job. I hate this. I hate life. My life is so boring. Then you start to think, I hate myself. Why am I not where these people are? Why didn't God give me what these people have? Like you just spiral. The more you compare yourself to somebody else, the less you become yourself. The less you feel who you are, the less you're connected to yourself, and you don't know what are my preferences? What do I like? What brings me joy? And the thing is, the goal on planet Earth is for us to truly find our joy. We need to chase our own happiness. We have to chase things that bring us joy. We need to invest our attention into things that make us happy, that give us nice memories, that have a positive impact and imprint in our minds and in our lives, so that when we look back at life, we can remember all of these amazing, colorful moments of life. So let's stop disconnecting from ourselves. Let's become aware to this thing that's going on so that we can catch ourselves, bring ourselves back home, and remember social media is fake. Majority of the people that are happy on social media are miserable in real life. Focus on yourself. Do what makes you happy. Don't do what other people do seeming happy. Especially people who try to make it on social media, they will see what's trending, they will see what's working, and they will begin to adapt a whole new personality. Girls, for example, will see that these like lighthearted, bubbly, cute, fit girls are roaming around Earth, having fun, yada, yada, yada. And you're like, I need to be like that girl. You literally start developing a new personality. You literally engineer and produce a personality to match what you see on social media, what you see is trending, because you want to be liked, because you want to be recognized, because you want likes, because you want views, because you want followers. But that's not you, honey. And that's why many people will never succeed, because you need to be authentic to be powerful. You cannot be trending because trends come and go. You engineered a personality for your social media, and that is not even you. Stop it. Stop engineering masks. Stop engineering personalities. Stop trying to become likable. Stop trying to be somebody who you think the world wants you to be. The world wants you to be you. Your inner self wants you to be you, is begging you to be you. Fuck the world. Who gives a shit what's trending? Be yourself. Sustainability is key. You want to be in your power. You want to be in your authenticity. You want to stay true to yourself. And that is how you're going to know that the followers that you gain, that the likes that you get, that the views that you get are genuinely going to be for you. And it's not going to be exhausting. Oftentimes, it's so exhausting trying to be something that you're not. Eventually, you fall off. Eventually, you get tired of performing. Stop it. Don't do that. Stop performing. The internet is literally the reason behind my insecurities. The internet literally speeds up insecurity and crises. It seems like every single year is literally a crisis. I feel like every single year I hit a rock bottom where I'm unhappy with my life, I'm unhappy with my job, I'm unhappy with how I look, I'm unhappy with how my relationships are, my friendships are. It puts me in a crisis. It makes me feel like I don't have friends. I don't have valuable connections. I'm not living life meaningfully. I don't know when this is going to end. This doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel exciting. This is all due to the internet. People would rather engineer and develop a personality for social media than work on themselves and their character behind closed doors. Instead of reading, expanding yourself, instead of educating yourself, becoming better, working on yourself, people would much rather waste time engineering a superficial personality for social media than work on their character development. Isn't that something? Validation online is like really becoming a substitute for self-worth. We don't feel worthy naturally. We only feel worthy if we have a social media presence and if we are well liked. I myself am a victim of this, where sometimes I post something and I'll see the likes are low and I'll be like, are you that greedy? Are you that ill wishing that it's so hard for you to like double tap something or like something or support your dear neighbor? I have such good character. Okay, I'm not afraid to say this. I have such good character. When I'm on social media, I have developed a system and a habit where when I'm watching people's story, I automatically make it a habit to double tap everything, like everything, because I know you want it, because I know you need it, because I know you would feel good if you received it. And I double tap, even if it's like a random story or something, I double tap, I like, I comment, because I'm generous, because I don't care, and because I know you want it. I know you need it. It's interesting. People only care about themselves. They care about their likes. They care about their things. I see you watching. I see you watching. I see you watching in my story views. I see you watching, but I see you never like shit, my love. And that's okay. But it's like, guys, if we're all out there? Like, if this is 2026, if this is what life is, and we're gonna be on social media and this is our new reality, can we just then transfer into like a culture where we're like supporting each other online? Let's support each other. Alone you go faster, but together you go further. I can never be you. That is your superpower. So why are you so afraid to like somebody else's stuff? What are you afraid they're going to get more likes than you? What are you afraid of? Guys, if you're listening to this, every time you like other people's stuff, every time you're supportive of someone else, you're planting seeds. You're planting seeds of karma for yourself. You will later have that support come back double the amount, essentially. Think about that for a second. Consuming content is exhausting. And consuming other people's lives literally burns us out. How many times have you found yourself sitting on your phone and it's like you want that dopamine hit? You want to be on your phone because you're addicted to your phone, but you're on it and you're like, I feel fried. You're just scrolling and you're like, ugh, this feels horrible. That scrolling addiction is burning us out and killing us. Why? Why don't we just stop? Why don't we just stop? Let's just stop. Don't even get me started about how algorithms shape our desires. We all know there's a thing called the algorithm, right? The algorithm is pushing out things that make us insecure, that make us unhappy with ourselves, that make us compare us to other people. The algorithm is not just there to throw you content that you like. The algorithm is literally there to program us. We learned about how TV programs us. We learned about how movies program us. We openly talk about how social media programs us. But I think that because of how widely accessible it is, and because the whole world right now literally has Instagram at their fingertips, I think people don't see it as dangerous. People are just like, yeah, oh, it's Instagram. Yeah, I know that it's fake. Yeah, I know people are not really showing their real lives on social media. But subconsciously, it's programming us. Your algorithm is slowly convincing you that you're not good enough, that you should change something about yourself, that you should look more like this person, that you should do something that this person is doing. We all need to ground ourselves, relax, and realize that social media is running the world here. We need to regain our power, and you can still have social media. Just run your social media in an authentic way. Take time off, detox yourself from social media. Take moments to sit with yourself, to learn yourself, then translate your unique, authentic life on social media. Be yourself, guys. Let's just be ourselves. It's 2026. We are desperate for authenticity, to be ourselves, to just thrive. And the only way that we can truly thrive is if we become ourselves. Now, silence, privacy, and mystery feel uncomfortable. If you're not posting on social media, you feel left out. If you are not sharing your life online, you feel irrelevant. If you are not putting yourself out there, you become forgotten. Why is that? Women specifically are turned into consumable identities online, showing yourselves naked, showing off your body, male gratification, all those things. Women are literally selling themselves for free on social media when they reveal intimate parts of themselves and show it off to the world for zero effort. Back in the day, men used to work their ass off to get a girl, to trust them, to get a girl to date them. Now they have access to so many naked, half naked girls on social media. Of course, they don't want to settle for you. Men have become so lazy these days. Why would a man want to pursue a woman, break a sweat, I don't know, run a race, chase you, compete with other men? Why would he want to chase you and pursue you to get access to you if he already has access to millions of women on social media? Like, he could just look at them and be like, oh yeah, she's hot. Like, that's it. No effort needed. And we wonder why men these days are so passive, that they don't care about the chase anymore, that they don't like pursuing women anymore. It's because we have fed them enough, ladies. The men have eaten Okay. The men are eating snack before they eat breakfast, and then they eat 3 more snacks before they have lunch, and then 10 more snacks before they have dinner. Okay. We have spoiled the men in this world because we have shown them too much. We have shown too much skin. They know our tattoos. They know our beauty marks. They know what our butt cheeks look like. They know every single inch of our body already, and they didn't even have to leave their bed to figure that out. That is why men are so lazy right now, because they're just browsing from their beds. They're not interested in going out into the world and chasing you. Why would his curiosity fuel him if you've already revealed to him everything he was curious about? Let's think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. Men, listen, okay? You listen to me. This is the best advice you're ever going to get in your life, okay? The world is going to shambles. You are meant to be our protectors. It is in your hands to unplug from this evil that is social media. Dopamine diet detox your brains. We need you, men. We need you. We need you to want us. We need you to pursue us. We need you to be there for us in the way that God designed you to be there for us. You cannot lose interest for us women. You cannot lose interest, motivation. You cannot lose your drive and your desire to become a better man. Save yourselves. Save yourselves. Save this planet. There are millions of women, amazing, great, gorgeous, talented, intelligent, intuitive, unique women out there in their world looking for you, waiting for you. Yes, they have fed you a little bit too much and showed a little bit too much, and you may seem like, it's uninteresting to pursue them. But listen, make your pick. Pick a woman that is unreachable, untouchable, and you make yourself the best man you could possibly be. And you go for her. You go for her. Even if she rejects you, you keep pursuing her. You keep going for her. You find yourself the most desirable woman and you go for her and you do not quit. You pursue her and you go get her. Okay? We need men. Please, men, do not give up on us. Do not give up on humanity. This world is in the hands of men. You are the hunters. You are the providers. You have to protect us. You have to find us. You have to pursue us. And then you have to protect us and help us change this world. Okay? Please, guys, please. With the whole gender equality thing, the world has become a place where truly everybody is being judged and evaluated based on their performance. How is your performance? If you're working corporate, are you someone in corporate? If you're on social media, are you successful on social media? Do you have something to show? What is your capability? Now that women are full on living life equally, kind of like men, everybody's being judged on performance and what they can deliver and the impact that they're capable of making. It's like you're only cool and amazing if you're popular on social media and you're living the life and you're traveling the world and you're fit and you have clothes and you have cool cars. Unless you have that, you're not performing. You're irrelevant. You're uninteresting. We're always chasing these materialistic things to seem valuable, to seem like we're performing because we want to stay relevant. Because in today's day and age, like if you're seen driving a 2005 Toyota Corolla, people are going to be like, you're a loser. You're unsuccessful. You're not cool. I don't want to surround myself with somebody that drives an old car. That means you're not successful. That means you didn't make it. I only want to surround myself with people who made it. But we need to shift focus on authenticity. And that's what I meant when I was saying, give your neighbors a like, recognize your neighbor or somebody in your network who's doing something, who's creating, who's putting an effort. Authenticity, being yourself, showing up as your authentic self on social media is so rare. And I believe it should be rewarded and recognized. It's not easy to show up and expose yourself and risk being judged and risk being exposed further or for people to misunderstand you. I feel like if someone is authentic, It truly shows. And I think that people who are authentic have a special shine to them. They stand out. They have unique energy. They are unforgettable. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's not lose focus of ourselves in a healthy way. Nothing matters more than we do. You matter to yourself the most. You should be your number one priority. I really love the idea of figuring yourself out. I find that I'm really in that peak momentum, excitement moment where I'm learning so much about myself. I'm learning that I love going to the gym. I'm learning that I look good. I'm learning that I have an amazing body. I'm learning that I have value, that I'm intelligent. I'm learning what I like and what I don't like. I'm starting to have a more clear vision of my career and which directions really feel good. And I know for a fact which directions I will not pursue. It's very, very exciting for me to be discovering myself every single day. So, the last question for today, the same question that was raised at the beginning of this episode. If the internet were to disappear tomorrow, who would you be? Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.